Hi, welcome along. In this video, I'm going to give you some hints and tips to help you to run more effective meetings. This one has come up a lot for me at work recently, so I'm hoping that these tips will work for you too. If we haven't met yet, my name's Fiona and I make new videos every week to help you to feel more confident at work. And if we have met and you've seen some of my other videos, then thanks for coming back. I appreciate you. The first thing I would say is do the groundwork. So we've all sat in meetings where the chairperson obviously has no idea what's going on and they haven't sent an agenda, or it's a bad agenda, and the people in the meeting don't know why they're there, or maybe they're the wrong people, or maybe it's the wrong amount of time. So if you are calling a meeting, be very clear right up front what the meeting is about, what it is for, and do your homework and get prepared so that you can make it a really useful meeting. In that preparation, you need to know exactly what the meeting is for. So not what it's about, because obviously you know what it's about, otherwise you wouldn't call a meeting. But are you trying to make a decision? Are you trying to come up with ideas? Are you trying to give updates? But be really, really clear for yourself and for the participants what you're trying to achieve there, and tell them in advance so that they can come in the right frame of mind to input into whatever it is that you're trying to do. It's also really important that you, either in advance or right at the beginning of the meeting, lay some ground rules for the meeting so that everybody knows what's expected in terms of standards of behaviour, engagement, what is going to happen to ideas that come up that you don't have time for or that are not on your agenda. I would suggest having a park list where you put all the stuff that comes up that you don't have time to discuss. Make sure you take a note of it, make sure it gets actioned or discussed outside of this meeting, and make sure that people are clear that you will actually be leading the meeting. So this can be tricky if you've come from a culture where people are just talking over each other or going on for ages and ages. They need to know that actually if they are going on for ages and ages, you are going to say, stop, we need to move this on. So I'm going to let you guys have that conversation outside of the meeting later on, or I will come back to you about that. Make sure that the minute taker, if it's not you, is making a note that you need to follow up on that thing. You actively run the meeting. Meetings don't run themselves, otherwise they just turn into big talking shops and it's a big waste of everybody's time. So really take charge. Make sure that at the beginning of the meeting you have a quick check-in with people, see how they're doing, what frame of mind they're in. If you've sent papers out in advance, make sure that they've read them. If they haven't read them, I would really strongly recommend that you just stop the meeting, go, all right, well, we can't have this meeting because you haven't done the preparation, so we'll reschedule. And that will really quickly get people in the frame of mind that actually they need to prepare because you mean business. Put some thought into what the agenda is going to be and how you are going to manage that. So in my view, most good meetings should be planned thoroughly before you walk in. So you know that the first item is an update from James about the budget, and that is going to be 10 minutes, and there needs to be a conversation and you need to make a decision about what to do with this extra £10,000 that you've received from finance. And you need to know what the decision is, you need to know what the options are, and so then you can say to people, this is a discussion point, we need a decision, I hold the final decision, but I need your input. Or you can say this is going to be decided by consensus, so most of us need to agree. Or you need to say this is going to be democratic, so it's a majority vote, or something like that, so that you can be very, very clear with people what the expectation is, what you need from them, what they are going to get from you, and you can move on under that sort of format rather than lots of chat and faffing around. And the other thing that I would recommend is a check-in at the end. So leave at least 5 minutes to have a quick run through the agenda, make sure that everybody has understood if they are responsible for taking actions away from the meeting, that they know what they are and when they need to return them by. Make sure that whoever is taking the notes understands what type of notes they need to give. So if it's full notes, if it's just quick bullet points of the discussion and any action points, or just actions and due dates. And make sure that they've understood all of the acronyms and things that have been used in the meeting to make it easier for them when they're writing the minutes. And then do another quick check-in. So this is a chance for people to express how they are doing now, if they're committed to the thing that they've said they're going to do. And it also gives you an opportunity, if you use the first check-in and the last check-in, to force people to speak in the meeting at least twice. And I think that can be really helpful, particularly if you've got junior members of the team who are not very talkative because they're really nervous, or if you've got people who are very shy. This gives you the opportunity to encourage every single person around the table to speak and to have an opinion and to be heard, and that will really help them to gain confidence, because they will know that they have to speak every meeting and that they, have an opportunity to kind of practice and get used to doing that. Okay, and those are my top tips. So be prepared, put in the work in advance, be ready to be quite strict with people, not in a nasty way, you still need to be polite, but be strict, keep to the timing, make sure that conversations are happening outside of the meeting if that's appropriate, to pick up ideas that are surfaced that you haven't got time for or that are not relevant, and make sure that the meeting actions are understood and circulated. And then get everybody to do a quick check-in, make sure that they've understood what's going on. Okay, thank you for your time. If you like what you've seen here, give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks, bye.